amazing.
Is that the scan picture over there?
No, that's the previous one that we lost back in March.
Oh, sorry
Yeah,
to
that's
hear
the
that.
previous one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just to sort of go through some of these concerns then, so we're both on the same page, okay? So, in the referral it speaks about, Lee, you having a traumatic brain injury back from 2002, and this can sort of impact on your day-to-day life and sort of daily tasks. Do you just want to sort of tell us a little bit about that, if that's okay?
Not at the moment, no. It is true that I did have an accident in 2002, but there's been
Yeah.
a more recent one than that.
Oh, right, okay.
So if that's the if that's one of the reasons why the referral was made to children's, I don't. I mean, we should speak about that at the minute. No.
When you
I
say
was wondering what else, why else was the referral done? Because that's the only issue that I brought up with the midwife. Is
Okay.
I asked her to raise the concern that adult social care not recognising my disability.
And because of that, we're unable to speak to Headway, which deal with brain injuries.
Like, hang on a minute. So I don't understand why a children's referral was done.
So that's why you spoke to midwifery, was to try and get some support from Headway and
No.
adult social care?
I asked the midwife Vicky to raise the concern, because she was in a position to do that, how adult social care in Taunton aren't recognising my disability.
And because of that, we're unable to speak to Headway and the
Oh,
people
yeah,
that we need to speak to.
yeah. At the moment, because of that concern that I raised, she done a referral was done. She's obviously spoke to Paula, which is her manager, I'm guessing, in Oven Yeovil, and Paula's decided to do a children referral. So I don't understand, from me raising the concern, how it's gone to straight away to children's services.
Okay, so
That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah, and the reason it's sort of come to us is because what the information we've got is that it impacts on your day-to-day life and your daily tasks. So if you're bringing a baby into the world, you know, it's sort of the concerns are, you know, are you going to be able to meet baby's needs because of that? That's why.
I understand what you're saying, but the
Yeah.
big issue they've got at the minute is that adult social care not recognising my disability, not recognising a traumatic brain injury as a disability, and for the past 2 years they've been putting me in a mental health box.
And you have got an adult social worker, haven't
No,
you?
I haven't.
You haven't got an
No,
adult
I haven't.
social worker?
No. The adult social care in Taunton were helping me with housing, but as soon as I moved here, they cut all contact.
Right.
And they didn't recognise my brain injury as a disability, so they've stopped me getting help for the past 2 years.
Do you receive any sort of disability allowances, you know, PIP or anything like that? Because that would
Yes, I do. Yeah,
Becky, do you know
obviously.
much about, would that recognise that as a disability?
I'm not
receiving
sure.
PIP?
Well, no. First and foremost, it is a disability.
Yeah.
It's a recognised disability, and just because the adult social care in Taunton, I'm very fortunate enough. I'm not sucking through a straw and waiting for someone to change my nappy. I mean, you know what I mean? So I have got brain damage, and it does affect me in my day-to-day life. Is having, like, first and foremost, getting people to recognise it as a disability rather than as a mental health issue. Because I took the advice of the social worker and I phoned up Mind, and they said that they couldn't help me because it wasn't a mental health issue, it's actually a disability.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's
So
why,
you sort of batted from one to the other then, really?
and I've, that's been my life for 2 years. So
Have you been to the GP?
Yeah,
yeah,
they don't
hang on a
understand
minute,
either.
hang on a minute. So what help I need, and what help I asked Vicky to was to raise concern that adult social care aren't recognising my disability. So all I'm asking for is recognition. As soon as that's recognised, then I'll be able to get the help that I need after that.
We need recognition
So-
and an apology.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
an
we
apology.
need.
For the past 2 years I've been discriminated in the fact that they put me in a mental health box and stopped me from getting the right help. Yeah, so that's a massive boo-boo adult social care have done.
And that was all we wanted from Vicky.
Um,
That was
yeah.
it.
And
So
now for Vicky to do a children referral,
bring our
like,
baby into it.
obviously, yeah,
I'm not very happy.
saying because adult social care haven't recognised my disability, they wanted to take it down the route of using my daughter to try and get me the right help.
That's what
which
Paula said
is
on the phone.
that's out of order. That's not.
It's not the right
shouldn't
way.
be using my daughter to get me the right help. It shouldn't be happening. Full stop. And I'm quite shocked that it has been. And I do find it quite disrespectful. You know what I mean? That we're even having this meeting because this shouldn't even be happening.
Who was the social worker in adults? Do you know?
Yeah, he's called Andy Noodle.
Doodle.
A manager. Yeah, Noodle. Yeah. I've got obviously phone recordings of the conversations that I had with him over the last 2 years and numerous emails backwards like to me and having nothing back. Yeah, so I've been crying out for help, but I've had nothing. So obviously I did raise it with the midwife about adult social care. Nothing to do with me not being able to cope with my child or anything like that. And the other reason why the referral was done as well to you guys was I've had previous involvement with Children's Social Services. I haven't. My ex-partner, she had involvement down in Torbay because of her boyfriend that she got with after I left the relationship. And I had to go down and do a parent assessment, which I was quite happy to do, and which I passed, I mean, with flying colours. Just because I've got a disability, we shouldn't be getting this.
No.
We shouldn't be getting this
We're
worry.
capable.
Yeah, I mean, we're very capable. What I'm not in understanding is how social services have turned their back against me when I have got a disability and I've just been
Dumped.
dumped and cut out. So of course I'm going to ask questions, and all I asked for the midwife to do is raise her concern.
That was it.
But obviously she hasn't raised a concern what I asked her to do about concern with me and getting me the right help. She's gone straight off
On a tandem.
on a tandem to Children's Social Services. So I'd ask you to raise the concern for me, because
Okay.
that's the only concern that I've got, is adult social services not recognising my disability. And that would be a great help if you could get them to recognise that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I'm asking. That's the only help I need, is to get adult social care to recognise my disability.
In order to do that,
Yep.
I mean, what we would like to do is complete an assessment, and in order to do that, we need your consent to contact the adult social worker.
An assessment
And
for
any
what? I'm
other-
not understanding about an assessment. Why do
So we're a children's social worker.
exactly? So
obviously.
that's my
So-
understanding that I don't understand. I mean, when I asked Vicky the midwife to contact adult social care to do with my disability, it has nothing to do with my daughter.
But like I said, we're a children's social worker.
Exactly.
So
So
are-
I don't know why you're here. Like, so
we're here.
What else was in the referral, please? Could you have a copy so I can have a look at it?
I haven't got a copy.
You
but
haven't
what
got a copy with you.
I haven't got a copy with me, but because what I will do is I will ask the midwife to share that with you, because that was their referral.
Yeah, because I'm going to be putting in a complaint about that, because it wasn't what I asked the midwife to do.
Okay.
And
I
I
would-
feel that it's wrong for you to come in here and question our parenting when it was nothing to do with that. It was to do with my disability and adult social care not recognising it. So no, we're not happy to do an assessment as of yet, because we've got nothing to assess. I mean, Elizabeth's not even here yet. So yeah, I'm not happy to do an assessment at all.
Okay.
No.
I will ask when I get
I've
back
told
to the
you. I've
office.
told you what I need to happen, and that's. I mean, it's not that I don't want to work with you. We don't feel that we need to work with you because we haven't done nothing wrong. So, a knee-jerk reaction from the midwife because I asked adult social care to recognise my disability has nothing to do with my daughter.
When I get back to the office, I will email the midwife and ask her to
I
share
think that would be great.
that referral
No, yeah,
with you.
yeah. And I
Okay?
think she should have shared the referral with us as well, because I feel things have been written down that aren't like necessarily true. Like I've had
Okay.
previous involvement with the Children's Services. I did because obviously my ex-partner was being taken to court because of the partner she was going out with at the time. Now that shouldn't reflect on me, because I went down and done an parent assessment. I'd done everything asked of me, and there was no issues with me. The issue was with my ex-partner and a new boyfriend, and the danger she put my two boys under. Now that shouldn't reflect on me, because that wasn't my behaviour.
Lee, can I just ask, are your boys still with your ex-partner?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
still in her
yeah,
care?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay. And when you say that you completed an assessment, have you got no contact with them at the minute, or do you still have in contact?
I have contact with them. Not a lot because they're down in Torbay, and obviously I'm up here with Emma, so it's down to my ex-partner really. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So she's had 2 children since. So she's got a young boy, Lockland, and recently, about a year ago, she had another daughter. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
I don't think they have any more involvement with, because she's going out with a fisherman.
Oh, so she's got another partner now, has she?
Yeah, she's moved on and she's in a better place than she was. But when she did have involvement, obviously she was going out with someone that was taking a lot of drugs.
Right.
I mean, around my children and that. But that was no reflect on me or my behaviour. I just had to go down there because it was part of the court process. You know what I mean? So.
What are your children's names?
Yeah, I don't feel that my children should be coming into it, like, because they have nothing to do with this. Again, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's it. It's not that they don't have nothing to do with it. So I don't feel that you've got any right to be asking me that, because I feel like I'm being judged. Part to do with my brain damage, because all I've asked for was for adult social care to recognise my disability, and I feel by me putting that little issue up with the midwife, it's like caused all this stress and all this like needless, like you don't need to ask these questions. I'm not being funny, it's none of your business what my boys are called.
Can
And
I
it's
ask,
not,
Lee?
yeah, it's not,
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Earlier on,
You can ask,
you
but
said,
yeah.
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
You mentioned about your injury causing, having an
We
impact
don't
on
know,
your
because
daily.
no one's talked to me about it, because 4 years ago I had an epileptic fit, fell backwards and cracked my skull for a second time.
Right.
I had a 5-inch crack in my skull and suffered 2 bleeds in the brain, and because of that I suffered with further problems. I got released 4 years ago from hospital with no care plan. That's no safeguarding, that's no referrals, that's no helping me recover. For the last 4 years I've had to recover myself. The whole reason Andy got involved in the adult social care is because I had to go into emergency accommodation for 2 years of my life, because my flat, when I come out of hospital 4 years ago, my flat up in Barnstable got took over by drug addicts. So I had to flee in fear. So 2 years of my life, like obviously I just got out of hospital, so I was vulnerable, more vulnerable than I am now.
So Lee, can I ask, when they put you in emergency accommodation, did they fetch you from Barnstable to Taunton?
No, I moved from Barnstable down to Torbay, and then from Torbay to Taunton, and then back to Paynton, and then back to Taunton. So for 2 years, for 2 years of my life, obviously, I was being moved from council to council. I settled in Taunton because my mum was living in Prizewood, so I had a local connection.
Yeah.
So that's why I settled in Taunton. Settled in Taunton, I was in emergency accommodation on the outer circle for about 9 months. Had contact with adult social care. At that particular time, I was getting no help to do with my brain damage, or it was just the emergency.